What's going on, Lakers fans? Welcome into the Lakers Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we're going to go over the 4 UDFAs that Los Angeles did just sign after the 2024 NBA draft, and there's a couple of prospects in there that I am a big fan of. But before we dive into that, guys, we're closing in on 53,000 subscribers here on the channel. So if you guys want to help us reach that milestone, hit that subscribe button. We just need 125 of you guys to subscribe on today's show. If we could do it by the end of tonight, that would be absolutely awesome. So hit that subscribe button, lock us in as your go-to Lakers YouTube channel. But the first free agent that the Los Angeles Lakers did pick up was Blake Hinson, the forward out of Pitt. Now, when I was going back watching some Hinson tape, I'll tell you what, he is an absolute freak athlete, man. I mean, he gets up and down the floor very, very well, has some stretch ability, didn't shoot a whole lot of threes this past season at Pitt, but he did knock him down at 42.2% this season. And the thing I love the most about Hinson is I think he could be a guy that could actually be impactful right away, as he was a senior this past season at Pitt, and he's been a good three-point shooter throughout his college career. Even dating back when he was at Ole Miss his freshman and sophomore season, shot around 4%, but on his career, he did shoot 27.8%, average around making this past season actually 3.3 to 7.9, or 3.3 three-pointers a game. So good there, really high volume from him, has that stretchability. Put some more measurables on him. He is sitting around 6'6", 240 pounds, has a sneaky long wingspan at 6'10", and his vert wasn't the best. So he isn't the best vertical athlete, but I like the way he moves side to side, pretty athletic on that standpoint. So, Hinson, I don't know if he'll be a guy that will make the roster, obviously, as a lot of these guys will most likely be in the G League, see them in Summer League. Hopefully they can, perform well there. But I think Hinson's a good choice, as he could be that, super small ball four with, some stretch four ability. So I want to get you guys the info there from the forward out of Pitt. But kick it to France now, going overseas for the next signing for the Lakers, as they picked up Armel Traore, the forward from France. And this is a guy who was kind of tough to judge when I was watching his tape from this past season. But, Armel is definitely a guy that, he can get it done, from all three levels. And, I am a big fan of him. If you guys actually have not looked him up yet, he's 6'8"-ish, about 280 pounds, from France. And he's a capable rebounder, really strong finisher around the basket. And, his three-point efficiency definitely needs a lot of work. He puts them up, but he wasn't the most efficient. So if he could ever get, that side of the game down, I would love it. But, in comparison to Hinson, who the Lakers picked up, Traore is a developmental piece. So, clearly he has the athletic ability. Clearly he has the measurables of an NBA caliber player. I mean, 6'9", 240 pounds, has a wingspan of 7'3". So it's just going to come down to him. Can he develop that three-point shot? Can he increase his efficiency while also increasing, his usage right here? So, he's a 6'8" combo forward, and they had him originally projected to be a second-round pick, but obviously he did not get drafted. So then he went and he signed as a UDFA with the Lakers, but he is actually from Katy, Texas as well, before he did go overseas to France to play his not collegiate hoops, but his hoops there during his younger stages of his NBA career. So Armel Traore, fan of his game, curious to see how he will end up working out. But this is the player I'm most excited about. Excuse me, Quincy Olivari, the guard from Xavier, as he did start off at Rice in Houston, actually grew up in the Houston area, and I am a massive fan of his game. I did go to Xavier University for school, so, a little biased there, but I watched him a lot, man, and this dude, can fill up the stat sheet. He did transfer over to Xavier's senior year of college this past season, and he was, the main piece on offense for the Musketeers. In 30.4 minutes a game, put up around 20 points, 5.6 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and then the efficiency for him was fantastic, 42.5% from the field. And the thing I love about him most is his shooting ability. He can light it up from downtown, is super smooth, getting in and out of his jump shots. And, the thing is with Quincy is he's always been a streaky shooter throughout his collegiate career, but I mean, there would be stretches last year for the Musketeers where he would rip off 2-3 weeks of him shooting 50% from downtown. And, he did start off a little bit slow with Xavier this past season. They had a lot of transfers come in, so it was just, tough for them to get, familiar with playing each other. But, it was his 5th year this past season with the Musketeers. He started off his freshman year averaging 6 points, saw that jump go up to 16.3 in his sophomore campaign with Rice, and then he went back down the following season, wasn't as efficient, always has been around that 40% marker. But then his senior year at Rice, he put up 18.7 points per game, and he was lighting it up from downtown, 36.4% on 7.4 attempts per game. And this past season with the Musketeers, 7.6 attempts per game, and he knocked in 3.1 of those from beyond the arc. So Quincy, these 4, he is the player I'm most excited to watch, especially in summer league. Like, let's just say he goes out there, has a great month, shooting the basketball. He's averaging like 15 a game, plus 40% from downtown. I could see him being a sneaky guy to make this team. He is a little undersized at that guard position, so I'm not really too sure what position he would play in the NBA, as he is only 6'3", and I don't think he could be a point guard. So maybe he could be a small guard too. But the thing is with him, he's a shooter. He can get hot, and I think he's a good pickup for the Lakers. But let's kick it to Mizzou now. Shae East, big fan of his game, actually. He's a lefty point guard, navigates the pick and roll very, very, very well. And, this past season, he was very efficient for the Tigers over there at Missouri, but averaging 17.6 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 4.0 assists, 52% from the field, and 45% from downtown. And the thing I like about him the most is the jump he had from his junior season to his senior season. So throughout his freshman to junior year, he averaged around 8 points a game in each of those seasons. Wasn't, really the most efficient guy, always floated around, 40%, from down, or 40% from the field, but then he increased it this past season to 52.1% from the field. And the three-point shooting is at 45.0, which is fantastic, but he did not take a lot of them this past season when he only knocked in 1.2 per game, shot around 3 per game on that standpoint. But the assist-to-turnover ratio was a little bit of a concern, as he averaged 4 assists and 3 turnovers per game. But listen, guys, he's a super smooth player. Like, when I watch his game, that lefty shot, super smooth jumper, gets that same release point every single time. And I was watching him navigating the pick and rolls. He can get to that pull-up jumper in the lane, knock it down over the bigger defender. So keep your eyes out on him as maybe a guy, this summer league I could see already now Shae East kicking it out to Quincy Olivari, and they're knocking it down. But, overall, I think this is a pretty solid class for the Lakers. Got some guys that could be developmental players, and you got some guys that could actually come in here and impact the game right away. So, I said my favorite player to watch here that I'm excited to see play for the Lakers is Quincy Olivari, but you guys let me know, which UDFA are you most excited about? Curious to see what you guys have to say down in the comment section. And as always, guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Help us reach 53,000 subscribers. It would be awesome if we could do it on today's show. But thank you guys so much for watching today's edition of the Lakers Report. See you guys next time. Go Lakers.